If you guys were around when I was a kid, I would watch more NBA.
My jaw is
You know?
hurting. Ow.
Yeah, so
Sorry. I'm annoyed at people who are
I'm so
into
sorry for asking you this question, Akash. I am. Hello and welcome to the special episode of the hashtag Ball is Bay, but not NBA podcast today. Today we are celebrating the end of the NBA regular season by doing something the NBA refuses to do: give the regular season awards on time. Welcome one, welcome all to the first edition of the hashtag Ball is Bay NBA Awards, where fans vote and decide who the winners will be. We've kept aside all favoritism and opinionism on this pod, and in true democratic fashion, I've decided to let money decide who should win. Vineet, this is exciting time for us. Our first award show. What are your feels about it?
I think we did a very good job, and I'm excited to see who won.
So we've got a special guest to be part of the ceremony so that while awards flow, conversations flow as well. Let me waste
Yes.
no time introducing our special main exceptional guest to you guys. He's a full-time stand-up comic, part-time chess player, and even part-time both parts of the comedy duo Aakash and Prakash. Please put your hands and eyelashes together and scream Napa Wale with me for Aakash Mehta.
Oh, I was going to ask about the Napa Valley thing because I was going through his Instagram and I thought that was like super funny.
So many adjectives were used there.
All of them true.
All of them
true.
true.
All of them
I
true.
beg to differ, but okay.
I should have
I'll take
added kind as well and humble.
Oh, no.
also.
Bapre.
Kind and
Thanks,
humble,
man.
yeah.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you for reaching out. I mean, so how it happened is, Vineet, I told you, right? Like he just put out a flyer saying, any podcast which has more than 25 episodes, please hit me up. And I think as soon as I said, I was like, we have to do this. Even if he says
Total
no,
hose. Total
we
hose.
just jump the gun and,
Yeah.
get him.
I get very excited to do podcasts, and I really like doing them because I end up meeting new people, and and whenever life is lacking perspectives, it's always good. So
And
you'll be
our
surprised
podcast was
that-
really good, right? I mean, you thought our podcast was very good, and our
Yeah, I mean, when you sent it, I heard it, and I heard like 2-3 episodes. I skimmed through, and I was like, "Ha, chalo, theek hai." I mean, I honest, like basically nobody calls me to their podcast, so I
What?
put out a post saying, "Somebody please call me." So I'm glad you're good.
My first question is obviously, Akash, what is the story behind the spelling of your name? I've seen one A and one A in that, like A-K-A-S-H. I've seen A-A-K-A-A-S-H. I have seen A-K-A-A-S-H as well. Like, why do you think your parents chose, double A in the beginning and one A after that? Is there
It's like Devanagari to English, no?
Oh, Akash.
I need to write a book on this, I feel. Okay, because I feel like there's a lot of misunderstanding in terms of how we should be translating Devanagari specifically to English. So in Devanagari, you have matras. In English, you don't have matras, right? So an A should represent an
Oh.
right? And unless there's and then to the matra becomes A with two A's. Like that's why Ka becomes a Ka, because it's a K with a A ka matra, yeah.
Have you guys heard of this language called Bharatiya, which has been like making its rounds these days? Akash, you should check it out. It's a very interesting, scientifically based language that is created by a professor, I think IIT Madras or somewhere in the south.
Okay.
And he has come up with a very, very mathematically accurate way of combining all the Indian languages. And actually, it takes like 10 minutes to learn. Even I thought it didn't make sense. And I watched a 10-minute video, and then I could write my name and everything in it. And it's pretty brilliant the way they have come up with.
What are you saying? 10 minutes to learn language? Huh?
Yeah, really. It was.
I want to know this. Link me to this, dude. I will check.
Yeah, it's called Bharatiya. It's super cool the way. I mean, what they have also done is like, in the year 11, the last part of the thing, they've used
alphabet.
They've used like English alphabets because they're like most people, they do on mobile, so they know how the English alphabets are. So the alphabets they look kind of like English. The L's, the L, and the V is a V. And it's amazing. Really, just check it out. It's really cool. I was very impressed that this was made by an Indian, and I think his whole idea and concept was that in India we have so many languages that have also different scripts, which is idiotic.
Yeah,
you can have different languages. Like for example, most European languages have the same script, right?
Oh.
And so his whole thing was let's unify our languages in a similar script so that everybody can be well educated and we can push literacy to a higher level, much better level.
But it's like another thing also, right? Like it's also about like how from each other, like which is what attributes to the grammar being so different. You know what I mean? Like if it were like how different is West Bengal to Kerala culturally? It's massive. So obviously the squigglies look different. You know?
Yes. I was you know, I've been researching you for this podcast, obviously.
Oh no.
And I saw your birthday, thanking everybody for the birthday wishes. And you said you're 27, but you have spent 10 years doing stand-up and I know
Yeah.
your so you started at 17.
18. I'll finish 10 years
18.
this August.
Okay. So
Wow.
tell me this, because you know I'm also a big fan of stand-up, but I never had the balls to do it. I tried 2 or 3 times in New York. I totally failed and then completely gave up. But how, why, and like what was the, you know, how did your
What made
brain
you go
function
back on stage again?
at 17? You know, at 17, you know, why? It doesn't have to be a deep answer. It can just be like
no, it's really not also. I mean,
okay.
it's just a pretty girl said, ki, you're funny, you should try it, and then I did it. And really, that's all it was. And then I think the reason why people start doing something is an overrated thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because you can start doing something in the dumbest reason, man. But like, it's like once you start doing it, you realize that this is the thing that you've been wanting to do, even though you didn't know it existed.
Right.
So
when did you realize this is what you want to do?
Pretty early on, dude. Like I started in first year of law school. That's I was 18. And I definitely didn't want to be a lawyer. And music was looking like a difficult career, and I wasn't enjoying. I had just started performing live and all, you know.
I saw that video of you. Your first video on YouTube is of a song.
Yeah, probably.
I believe you've done
playing the
leg
guitar
work.
and all.
Nice.
Hey, man.
Well, that's also pretty late in the. I think that's maybe 2015 or something. It must
Yeah,
be.
5 years back.
Yeah. Music wasn't looking at like an option, and comedy was brilliant because comedy is made for people who are nitpicky and obsessive. You know, like it's perfect because I'm so nerdy, and comedy just gives you the time. Each joke is like a personal puzzle that you can take as long as you want to solve, you know.
Wow.
So it's great. It's a paradise of somebody with perfectionism disorder or whatever.
That's what Jerry Seinfeld says too. He says that the reason why he's a good comic is just everything annoys him all the time, and everything.
I think doesn't it annoy you? How does it not annoy everyone all the time? Because I mean, if you really paid attention.
If you really paid attention, yes.
Yeah. So I think it's that. I think it also comes from the anxiety. Like I'm people who are anxious tend to be more observant, I think. Because they're almost
there is more truth there. Like I don't think even if I thought, the problem is that I'll see something wrong, I'll be like, okay, if I can fix it, it's fine. If I can't fix it, then you know I'll move on with it. I'm not someone who will think and obsess about it. I mean, which makes complete sense. Like all my stand-up comedy friends, all of them have that little bit of, you know, that little tick in them that is like, oh, I need to express what is, you know, like holding me back. What is,
I need to put these words together to make it funny.
No, I think that is the most amazing thing about, okay, for me personally, what I find most amazing is not the thing going on stage and, you know, doing your comedy and then coming back, because maybe you can sort of train yourself for that. What I have never been able to understand is you go on stage, you say something for 5 minutes, nobody laughs, like it's one of those bombs, right? But then you go next day and you do it again. Like if that happened to me for anything, I would be like, oh my God, like if expectation is here, reality is here, I'll be like, okay, this is it. This is my last time doing this. I don't think I'll be able to repeat. So that I think is fascinating, because everything else I sort of think that, okay, maybe I can manage this, but this getting back on that same stage, forgetting that, you know, yesterday was a bad day, I think that is like takes some level of balls.
I mean, you know, heroin addicts have to stab themselves every time they want to get high as well.
They
I
also
don't
take
see it
as
a
as a bad thing. You just gotta like keep killing yourself.
They actually have to be more accurate and find a vein and all. And you know, we can just go up there and say "titty fuck" and somebody will laugh. So
someone will laugh. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's very unfair almost. I think it's romanticized to an extent. I don't think it's that cool. I think it's what I find magical about it is that it's like it's justice almost. Like in a world where, like what we were talking about earlier, also in a world where truth doesn't is so relative. Uh, a funny joke is a funny joke, and it'll work 9 times out of
Yeah.
10. And even though you're constantly in this space when you're doing stand up, because it's so reactionary, you're getting course corrections every 10 seconds from the audience. So even though you're in this constant limbo, you're also constantly in control of what's going on. So when you crack a joke at the end of a big show and it's already been a great show or whatever, and in your heart of hearts, there is a chance this joke doesn't work tonight, and it would be fucking terrible because you tried it so hard. But then that amazing feeling of, oh man, but I've worked this out so well that it will work, and it does work, and it's just this payoff it's magic. It's like the best feeling in the world. Like distance is shortened, man. Like people who you would never think would talk to each other or like each other are laughing at fucking the same joke. People who I mean, you know how insane it is? Like, and y'all would relate, you do a podcast, man. There are people all over the world who have never met you, but if they ever did, they would know you by just the sound of your voice.
Oh,
it's true. It's
like
scary.
they'd hear your voice and know who you. That's insane to me, man. It's such an intimate thing, man, to recognize someone's voice. Like it's like the human voice is such a memory triggering thing. So to have to be associated in someone's head with anything really, like you're part of their reality now. That's crazy.
Akash, tell us now what this since we are an NBA podcast, and tell us about your introduction to basketball, or like I think you talked a little bit about it, your schooling and all of that. So give us a little bit of insight into it.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling you, we had a very, I mean, and now that this is being, I feel bad calling it a team, like it's a little insulting, but we did play like. We did play inter-school and all. No, we didn't have a basketball court. So we had basically the dirt Maidan. And we had only one basketball between, I think, about 15, 20 of us. And then we got a couple of others, but they were like 25-year-old Spalding balls, man. Like back in the day, it was hard to come across in Bombay. But they were 25 years old, dude. So they would be better. And plus, how long do you expect a basketball to last if you're gonna play on dirt with rocks in it?
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
But you had a hoop, right? You had a hoop.
Bro, we didn't have a hoop. We had the backboard.
You should have started off with that.
Dude, the backboard had a square, and our coach, the goal he had, telling us, just put it in the box and it'll go in the basket. We go to play the first match, and there's a bloody ring in the way. How do you put it down?
Is this a real story or this like a shack kind of like fake?
I'm telling you the truth of my life. The first time we went to play an inter-school match, I couldn't believe that the ball would come back up to the same height every time you bounced it, bro. That was ridiculous. Like, and it would come back up straight, not like there or whatever the fuck.
Like, physics is working here, huh?
Elastic collisions.
My God. Terrible. I had some hope because I was so unfit. My entire practice was shooting from half court. I literally just did that. Like, and I would not get it.
Were you a fat kid back then, Akash?
Yeah, very much.
You were a fat kid.
For a second. In 8th or 9th standard, somebody in my building also put a basketball with a hoop and all. And I was pretty damn good until some years ago. Like, I could probably get that ball in from half court, like if I give myself a week of practice even now. Because that's all I did. They wouldn't let me do anything else. They wouldn't even pass me the ball. So the only chance I had was to get it for a second while playing defense and then shoot from wherever the fuck I got it.
That is a very useful skill today.
Today, yes.
After the coming of Steph Curry. I don't know if you've heard of him, but...
the third best Curry after fish and anda.
First, we'll get into our first award for the evening, which is the Andhadhun Award for Surprise of the Year. The three nominees are James Harden's move to the Brooklyn Nets, the Utah Jazz getting #1 seed in the Western Conference, and the number of injuries to top stars. And to give this award, we have the very lovely Jonathan Rego. Yay!
And the Andhadhun Award for the surprise of the year goes to the James Harden trade to the Nets.
Unfortunately, Harden could not be with us today because of reasons that we all know. So we are going to give this award to him someday when he visits us.
So I had a question for you, because I saw that obviously you've been there for a while, and you've been doing your stand-up and various formats. I saw on your YouTube that you've just used a lot of things in the comedy scene, the YouTube, the creator scene has completely taken, I would say, like a 180 or 360, whatever you can call it, and it's changed totally. Like, I mean, right now I feel like being a stand-up comedian is the same as like going to IIT. Like it's kind of like it's got that
Really not.
no, I mean, not the it's got that stud factor. It's like, are stand-up comedian kar raha hai? It's got a little bit of that juice in it. So what are your takes on like kind of how the scene has changed and good, better? Is it for the better, or is it for the worse? Like, how do you think about the whole thing?
I think YouTube in India, man, I'm gonna get so much hate. YouTube in India has
go
become
for it,
TV.
go for it. Ekdam nikalo, josh nikalo, aise kuch nahi.
So that's what I think. It's TV now. The TV sensibilities have taken over. Because more and more people have access to YouTube now, and it's a censor-less TV almost on some level at least. So I mean, personally, I'm becoming less and less of a fan of what's coming out.
Content-wise or just people-wise?
Just, I mean, people. So, अभी उनका क्या गलती है, but that whole, something.
Reels banao.
Things start and then people start emulating, and pretty soon you're a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy, where it looks and feels and sounds original, but really is it? It's just a modernization of a meme, so that way I'm not a fan. A lot of international YouTube channels that I still really enjoy, and and it's been interesting to see how they grow and pick up what they are today. But otherwise, I'm honestly not taking, not having fun watching YouTube these days.
I remember the first like real funny video I saw was the Rowdies thing with the TVF. This was a long time back, but that blew my mind. It was so well done. I mean, everything about that video was perfect.
No, I mean, initially there was a lot of taking themes that existed on YouTube already and then doing Indianized versions of them, and that kind of made sense then because people just didn't know that much about how YouTube is as a format and what you can do with it and all of that. And at some point, you'd think that somebody would come up with something new here also, and it just never happened. I love the way Indian stand-up comics use YouTube, but I think that's also becoming a little more formulaic now. It's scary a little bit because when you democratize what content gets pushed to the most number of people, or when you try to tailor make it to what somebody likes or what the algorithm thinks they like, you're actually leading to these feedback loops as opposed to a genuine discovery. I feel like people end up just watching more of the same. And when it comes to Instagram and all, I think it's just gotten people into a state of mind where I sincerely doubt that people want something new anymore. I think they just want more of the same or variations of the same in a palatable, nobody really wants to chew their food anymore.
They don't want to use their brain. They just want to see content as I like it. Like if it's a little different,
it's content. It's not art anymore.
It's not art anymore. Exactly.
That's a good point. That is not art anymore. Our second award is the Pakeezah Award for Dunk of the Year. The three nominees are Anthony Edwards, Miles Bridges, and Zion Williamson. This was pretty close. And
it was?
It was pretty close. It was
I thought it would be
2-2. 3 between 1 and 2, and 2 between 2 and 3. Number of votes.
Oh wow!
Yeah. And to give this award away, we have with us our very good friend Rohan Shrestha.
We got celebrities giving it.
I mean, if he says no, then I'll have to do some.
Hi guys, the Pakeezah Dunk of the Year award goes to Anthony Edwards. of the Timberwolves. Did I do it right?
I wanted to talk to you about this, but obviously we don't have the time now. But I think that what you are doing is very interesting in that sense, which is I don't think there's anybody who does what you do, which is straight long form, like big, interviews, and you've been consistent, which is very difficult because, we have been trying to be consistent and it's so difficult to get guests, sound interested with guests, do the research, edit content, publish content, then beg sponsors to say, hey man, can you pay us some money?
But like in my experience, so I think and this is you can use this and you can put like a top secret hack to being able to do anything long term.
Okay.
Is
have rich parents.
If that was a condition, man, no man. But it definitely helps. But the real thing that gets most of us is the inability to do it consistently, and that applies to me also, because we were supposed to do 52 episodes. I mean, arguably, pandemic got into the way of AMF becoming 52 episodes, but we ended up stopping in the mid 40s only.
44.
Yeah, and then we started part 2 with Jesse's episode. So now we're gonna do maybe another 40 to 50 as this new version of what I want AMF to be. This is my graduation thesis, like in my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is if my life had a graduation thesis, this is that. Podcast is that. So because at some point you have to ask yourself, what am I showing for the time I have here?
What is it that I have? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And what is it that and really, like, doing the 40 episodes, the motivation immediately starts coming from within, because you learn so much stuff talking to strangers.
You mean friends?
I mean, with that, yes, but with Couch Pundits, it's a lot of strangers. It's a lot of cricket people that you don't necessarily know. And honestly, even with AMF, people I've known for years, I've realized that, oh man, like, I just had no idea about these things about your life. Sometimes, in fact, the podcast will end and then the comedian will be like, "Arey bro, I didn't know this about me." And I'm like, great, that's a moment of... Yeah, I think the real joy and the motivation is that it's a meditation. Like, you do the same process with new people every day, in new conditions every day, or as often as you can. I think, and it just... beyond a point, you ask yourself whether you are changing the thing or the thing is changing you.
Whoa.
And you want to be the person changing. Yeah.
I think it get changed.
Both happen, right? Invariably. But I guess that says a lot about both of you as personalities as well.
Absolutely. I feel that I have changed more because of consistency and discipline in doing this podcast. See, because Vineet has a company runs, like he has his thing that he does regularly. Like, he doesn't have any shortage of what is that word? Drive or something like that. But for me, this thing has just changed the way that I think about it. Right? Like, I have not done anything for 4 years in a row except procrastinate. Like, that is the only thing that I do consistently. So this one, you have all these
don't say a secret so loudly, my friends.
I'm just saying, you are absolutely right. Like, I have changed because of this podcast, and I think probably Vineet wants to be the one who changes the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, Ashwin and I, we met playing basketball, and obviously Ashwin was, like you said, he was very different. I mean, even today, like, we were chatting and he was like giving these like really deep content. I was like, oh my God, Ashwin, you become so deep. So definitely, I think this process has changed him a little bit, and I think he is more involved in the process. But the older Ashwin I knew was more like, every time he would face like a difficulty, his defense mechanism would kick in, like, fuck it, it's not useful. That was his like default reaction. But now he's just like, okay, ab thoda try karenge isko. Maybe I can get better. And I think it's really wonderful to see, because I always tell him this, like, we are friends before we are, co-hosts and whatever it is. And so for me, it's just a way to also like just talk basketball, with the person that, like, I really enjoy talking basketball or anything with, and like making fun and cracking jokes. And so for me, that's the most important part. and I'm glad to see his journey.
Yeah.
And
Also, this has given me a chance to meet, like you said, meet people that I would never have been able to meet before.
That's my thing. And also like going to the All-Star games and all, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've volunteered in basketball, teaching NGOs, like met some amazing people who do selfless things, who don't give a shit about money, who don't give a, and I would, if not for this, I would never have been able to even realize that there are some things happening like this. So for me, it is very, very clearly that, this has changed me or like made me a different person for shizzle. For shizzle.
And either way, fucking who knows, one day you get paid to do it. And that's the best part.
Hey, we do get paid to do it with love and affection.
I mean, I wouldn't consider love and affection as remuneration. Because once I tried to buy Pani Puri that way, it doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Our next award is the Vivek Oberoi Award for Press Interaction of the Year. Vineet, please tell us who has won this award.
It's Cole Anthony.
Yay! Unfortunately, Cole Anthony could not be with us today because of things that were beyond his control. So we will be handing over this award to him when we meet him some other day.
All right. So because we are a sports podcast, we love lists. So who are your top 5? Not necessarily stand-up comics. You can make it stand-up comics, but just like content creators. Top 5 funny people in India. And then overall, like, just people that you emulate and
Upri, no. I'm a big fan of Bill Burr, big fan of Bill, Mike Birbiglia. Mitch Hedberg is my absolute all-time favorite comedian.
Who?
Mitch
Hedberg.
He's dead.
He was a one-liner comic back in the day. He died. Robin Williams was hilarious. Louis C.K. is hilarious. And Stephen Wright, I'm a huge fan of. Norm Macdonald, huge fan.
Norm Macdonald is very good.
Wow, he's fucking great.
No, he's really good, man.
He has this but that's how Norm Macdonald also would say it. So
he just like he has a stop and then he'll like go for it.
A rambly old man. Sarah Silverman is fucking amazing. Huge fan of Sarah Silverman. Tina Fey, I think, is one of the most funnier.
Oh God.
Yeah.
She never had stand-up, but I think her like
I think everything she made, dude.
Yeah, everything she made is killer. Yeah.
Oh, Tina Fey.
Okay, India mein to, I think it's mostly people you all would not have heard of.
Bolo, I'll go and check them out. Like I have not heard of them.
All-time favorite is Chirayu Mistry, without a doubt, out of Baroda.
Okay.
I think he's the funniest. Without it, like by a mile. I think everyone else is just grasping.
Okay.
To Chirayu. But you have to kind of. But it's Gujarati also. That's another thing. He's predominantly good. So there's
I wrote
Hindi
it down,
stuff.
but
Don't worry. There's Hindi stuff on the channel as well. And he's one of the few guys who's still pursuing bilingual comedy in the sense that if he puts out a video in Gujarati, he also puts it out in Hindi, which I think is great. Chirayu, Sonali, Mohammed Suhail.
Okay.
Siddharth Shetty.
Okay.
And
last one. Number 5.
Pressure.
The best of the rest.
It doesn't matter what name I say. I'm just going to be upset later because I'm going to miss out on some fucking hilarious. Shrija, I think though. Shrija Chaturvedi is just absolutely hilarious, and she has like you have to see it to believe it.
I have not heard of any of them, so I'm going to go check them out.
Yeah, chalo. Bas, and these are the MVPs, and the others are AVPs.
Are AVPs? Yeah, there is good.
What is AVP?
Also valuable player.
Our next award is the Aditya Roy Kapoor Award for the most valuable non-player of the year. The 3 nominees are Hornets play call announcers, the referees, NBA referees for teeing up players for no reason, and the Inside the NBA crew, our favorite crew. To give this award, we've got a special fan with us. We've had to search our archives for our fans, and we have Nishath Nizar announcing the award. So put your hands together, baby.
The Ballers Bay Aditya Roy Kapoor Award for Most Valuable Non-Player of the Year goes to the NBA referees for their torrent of technical fouls.
Unfortunately, the referees could not be here because of them having to do their work. So we will be handing the award to them when we see them. Okay. Vineet, can we play the game?
Yes, we can play the game.
Yes.
All right. So just a minute. Let me share my screen.
What is this? If you're listening, I must tell you they have not told me anything about this game.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have our guest, and we are going to talk about fact or fiction. Since we started the day talking about, someone's fact is someone's fiction, we are going to, this just absolutely worked out. It's not planned, but okay. So it's very simple. Are these facts or far from facts?
Okay.
So let's go. I hope the animation works. Okay. First one. It's out of 5. Okay. There are total 5 and you get points. I don't know what you do with the points though. There have been 3 tied games in the NBA's history. Fact or fiction?
Does NBA have draw?
Well, such questions are not to be.
You can't.
Are it fact or fiction? Does NBA have draw?
No.
Fact.
Fact. Okay, let's go and see. It is fiction. You cannot tie an NBA game. I mean, your logic was right, but yes. So you cannot have a draw game. It'll go into overtime, 5 minutes. As long as there are enough players.
I'm very impressed with Ashwin's presentation skills.
Thank you very much. Yeah. It is a violation of rules for a player to have his jersey untucked while entering the game. Fact or fiction?
I'm just trying to go back to my memory and try and remember if while entering a game, you mean like
when you're coming from the so
entering the court when you're entering the court.
You are rolling subs, right? So when the sub comes into the or anyone comes onto the court, fact. Let us see. Oh, fact. Absolutely. Yeah. It's an absolute truth.
Because I remember watching the documentary with what's his face,
Michael Jordan.
The guy who made his own, Jordan. Who, by the way, who makes their own documentary. But anyway,
people who give themselves nicknames. Those are the people.
Intellectual masturbation. So he made this whole documentary, and it has that guy who tried to be an actor and all. Remember?
Rodman.
And Rodman, the disgusting guy he was. I was just going back to those shots of whenever they're entering the thing, he still has his jersey tucked in most of the time.
Oh my God, that is some deep excavation. You have excavated to the depths of truth, and you have
memory is visual, man. Memory is visual. So just went back to seeing people getting in at the beginning of matches. Anyway, chalo.
Third question is the Los Angeles Lakers were named ironically as Los Angeles has no lakes. Fact or fiction?
I know that California has lakes, and then they put those balls on the lakes so that the water doesn't evaporate. And LA does always have pani ka kami. I'm going to say true.
You're going to say what? Fact. It is fiction.
They're not named ironically, but okay. Anyway, yeah.
Because the Lakers were initially based out of Minneapolis.
Another
Minneapolis
city, yeah.
Is the land of 10,000 lakes. So that's how the name Lakers comes in.
Yeah. As in, yeah. Oh, shit.
This is amazing. Okay. All right. Fourth one. Only one player has scored 100 points in an NBA game.
False.
Only one player. False. Let us see. It is fact. There's only one
person.
Oh,
shit.
Wilton Norman Chamberlain. That is.
Didn't like Kobe make 150
81.
runs every time?
81. His highest.
Kobe.
Wait, didn't Michael Jordan make
69?
100?
I think is his highest. I think he stopped there.
Then why is he making this shit ass documentary, man? What the hell is going on?
I agree. 100 the goat.
Huh? I love how he says Kobe like he says the what's that?
The state.
Napa Valley.
Napa Valley.
What is it?
It's
Kobe.
Kobe.
Oh, Kobe. Dude, I said because Kobe Sizzler.
Yeah. Maybe that's also Kobe.
The restaurant.
What is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's he's named. I don't think he's named after the beef though, but maybe he is because that's the best beef ever. Apparently, not that I've had it. Okay, last one. There is an IPL style eliminator in the NBA this season for qualification into the NBA playoffs. Fact?
Oh yeah.
Fact
wow. I mean, now if you see anything with Lalit Modi's face, I have trouble believing. But then
that
means true.
It means true. Fact.
Yeah.
It is a fact. Absolutely.
Yes.
The play-in tournament starts tomorrow early morning. We have the Eastern Conference matches happening tomorrow. Wizards versus the Celtics and Pacers versus Hornets. It's the same style, like eliminator.
What is this? What is the numbers written next to it? 36, 36.
That's the record.
Win-loss
record.
win
with one another, is it?
No, not with one another.
Of the season.
of the
season.
regular
Yeah,
season.
yeah.
They
Okay,
play
okay,
72
okay.
games in the season.
Yeah, that's a lot. They play a lot of games, no, in the season.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
So you
Anyway.
have 3 correct answers, which means you are an Allen Iverson, and his nickname was the answer. So Aakash Mehta, you are the answer. To our
Wow,
problem.
thanks.
Thanks.
That was wow, with all the languages also. I'm impressed.
Did you have fun, Aakash?
Yeah, always nice to answer weirdly specific questions about a sport that I don't follow. It's one of my great joys. This is why I should be in football quiz also.
Our next award is the Being Human Award for Assist of the Year. This award has 3 nominees also, which one of them is LaMelo Ball, our rookie. One of them is Nikola Jokic, and the third one is Luka Doncic.
Did Jokic win?
I cannot tell you. Only the winner and the person who knows can tell us. And for this, we have the OG, the man himself, Gopal from Ekalavyas, to give this award out. Yay!
Hey Ball is Bay fam, this is Gopal from Ekalavyas and I'm here to announce the winner of the Being Human Assist of the Year award. Right? So let's go ahead, let's announce the winner. And the winner is, please be LaMelo, Nikola Jokic. Congrats to the Joker and to everyone who voted for him.
Unfortunately, Jokic could not be here to get this award because we have playoffs happening in a week and he has to prepare for that. The next award is the Hrithik Roshan Award for Rookie of the Year, named after the amazing debut performance by Hrithik Roshan. The 3 nominees are obviously LaMelo Ball, we have Anthony Edwards, and Tyrese Halliburton. And to announce this award, we have got with us none other than our main coach, Shaun Jayachandran from Crossover Academy. Yay!
The Ball is Bay. Hrithik Roshan Rookie of the Year Award goes to LaMelo Ball. Congrats, LaMelo. Keep proving the haters wrong.
Unfortunately, LaMelo Ball could not be here to receive his award, but we will be sending this award to him, so do check out your mail. The next award is the Tiger Shroff Award for Heat Check of the Year. Now, the nominees for this are Russell Westbrook for his amazing triple-double streak, Steph Curry for his amazing mind-blowing April, and Jokic for his career-high 60 double-doubles, and for playing almost every single game this year. And to announce this award, we have our podcast OG, Karan Madhok. Yay!
Yay!
And the Ball is Bay Tiger Shroff Award for the best heat check of the year goes to the one and only Russell Westbrook for breaking this incredible triple-double streak by Oscar Robertson, for becoming the #1 guy in triple-doubles in NBA history. So congrats, Russ, and congrats, Tiger Shroff.
Unfortunately, Russell Westbrook could not be here to get this award, but we hope we will see him as soon as we are able to go there.
But did he tell you why he's not here?
No. The next award is the Name of the Year Award. It's the Khan Kapoor Award for Name of the Year. And the winner of that award is Matisse Thybulle from the Philadelphia 76ers. Yay! Unfortunately, Matisse could not be here because he's playing in the playoffs and they are starting soon. So he has to be on top form. But we will be sending this award to Philadelphia as soon as we can. Let's do this thing which we do with obviously all our guests, where we talk to them about quick answers to quick questions. Aakash, are you ready for this? Okay.
Yes.
Best meal you've had, veg or non-veg? Like whichever is the best meal that you've had.
Yeah, probably just home food, man. I'm a big sucker for home food. So good old fashioned Guju veg, Bengan ka bharta types is like it'll always go home. But I try to consistently have a great meal every year, though.
Hey, you also like French food or Italian food? One of those two. Italian food. Yeah.
I like ravioli with red sauce.
Okay, best venue to do stand-up comedy in India. I was going to ask in Mumbai and in India, but I mean, where you absolutely have a fun time, as in, the acoustics are fine and the audience is like all the jazz.
Yeah, it's a dying breed, man. Because we lost Canvas Laugh Club, which used to be the best, and then I think I used to love Ouroboros in Ahmedabad. That used to be the best for a while, and that also shut. I guess Habitat comes pretty close. Stand-up Labs is also nice, but that's about it. Right now, I don't have a favorite venue. I wish I had one right now. So, if you are in India, let me know after this pandemic.
Is it a dying breed because of the pandemic or in general? Because I'm imagining that stand-up is kind of on the uptick.
Oh, I mean, generally good venues don't last, unfortunately. It's just a finance thing, I think. Plus, Nobody's really making a venue with purely stand-up in mind. I've heard there's a new club in Kolkata called the Peter Cat Comedy Club. So I'm waiting to see. I want to go there and perform to see what
The
that's
Top
like.
Cat Comedy Club.
Top Cat, yeah, that's the one. That's the one. What did I say?
Peter Cat or something. I think.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's the band. Peter Cat Recording is the band. Also great band though. But yeah, Top Cat is the one.
What age did you first realize you were funny? Like just and do you remember your first joke?
Yeah, I don't remember. I remember telling jokes that didn't have endings. As a kid, I would tell a joke and then just keep going on with the story because I didn't really know what the
They
end
were
of the
giving you
joke was.
attention. You're like, that's fine. This is all I need.
I was quite fascinated with the idea that you could make a story engaging and I never really, and I still don't know how funny I think at 26, 20, 25, 26, I realized, I'm funny. Like
2 years back.
that's
What are you
that's when I
saying?
felt like, because it took a while, man. Like, I don't think it's a self-confidence thing also. It's just like a standard thing almost. Like where you're like,
It's a standard. Yeah. I understand.
You
so
have
like
high standards.
I was in pursuit of funny, and now I feel that I've achieved funny. But I still have to become hilarious. Like there's a long way to go.
Okay. If you were not a creative, brave person, what regular human job do you think you would have?
I don't know, man. Whenever I do pocha, it feels very comfortable. I don't know why. Like, when you squat on the ground and you do the pocha, like it just feels like I'm home. Like I feel very.
Oh, the whole squat and thing. Oh, not even with the.
That's for weaklings.
They're right next to the.
That's for weaklings and NBA players. Because they're already too far away from the ground.
Vineet finds washing dishes very therapeutic.
I do.
Oh yeah, it really helps. Takes your mind off. Like any physical task which can give you clear indication of finishing and is not very difficult to actually do. I love doing that. Like
deep.
If you have a
एकदम deep है बंदा तो.
Okay. Do only anti-government jokes for a year or only COVID jokes for a month?
COVID jokes for a month, because I would get bored of doing anything for a year. That's too much. Plus, like, itna bhi nahi hai government mein bolne layak. Like, at some point I feel like with some comedies I'm like, I mean, hey, other things also happen. How come you never take the flight anymore? Like, how come you're not single anymore or dating? Like, tell me about your.
Some names have not been called out, but some names have been put into the air.
No, if comedy is the last bastion of free speech, apparently. So let everybody talk about whatever they like.
Absolutely. Okay, now this is a little complicated, so please pay attention. Okay, now Genie is offering you a wish. Okay, you would know the Bitcoin price every day for the rest of your life, like before anyone else, but you can only use Facebook to promote your shows, or you get to jam with your favorite musician or band at his home, but you must vlog every minute of your life after that day.
What are these?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with option one, because your question is not very well researched. Even right now, I have to use Facebook only because Instagram boost also happens through Facebook.
See.
And Instagram is owned by Facebook as well.
But who's using Facebook now? Like, aren't only old people on Facebook?
No, but he still has to use Facebook, right?
Okay, no, Instagram is owned by Facebook.
No. I meant Facebook as the Facebook.
Now it's too late.
It's too late. Very good. Good answer, Aakash. Yeah.
Money but no taste in your tongue, or sex but no love? Which one?
Money but no taste on your tongue, and sex but no. What was
love.
The thing?
Sex but no love.
Oh man, I really like love, and I really like taste. I think I would sacrifice the taste.
Nice.
And I'll tell you why. It's because I've eaten a lot of things, and in my experience, I've eaten more things I did not like than things I liked.
Nice.
Net. And I've fallen in love with all kinds of people in all different formats, platonically or romantically or otherwise. And at least in the moment where I loved them, or at least when I convinced myself I loved them, I was happy.
So you want love more than taste. So money but no taste is the answer.
Yeah.
No, the other. Yeah, money.
No, the other
No,
is
the other one. The other one is the answer.
Sex but no lover. He just said I'll
no,
sacrifice taste.
money but no taste.
No taste.
Because now I have money with which I can go and make love with someone anywhere I want. Like I can
Or
go
you
to
can
the
get an
moon.
operation to get the taste back or something like that. you
No,
know?
no. This is not that kind of.
That's not allowed. That's cheating. It's rapid
Okay.
fire, not friendly fire.
Now the question which Vineet asked, the second last question: Virat Kohli or Sachin?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, Virat the captain, as much as it pains me to say it, I can't believe I'm saying it out loud, but I believe that. I genuinely believe that. Virat the captain, Sachin the batsman. Neither as people.
Okay, last question for this thing is, what's your biggest pet peeve? Like, what really makes you grind your teeth?
Oh man, that's a tough
Podcast
one.
host asking stupid questions in rapid fire questions.
No. It's one of my favorite things in life, actually. I will masturbate to this memory. But really, it's. I think it's two things that annoy me more than anything else. One is when people use words very liberally, like where they use a word to mean a thing, but it doesn't fucking mean the thing midway through their own sentence only. You know what I'm trying to say? Like they'll be like, all those
Guilty.
people, yeah, they'll be like, all those people are nationalists, and I'm like, that's not what that word means, and they'll be like, yeah, but I meant socialist. And I'd be like, that's a whole different thing. And they're like, yeah, but I meant it that way. And now I want to pee on your face now. That's what I want to do. Because you are not worth the fucking genetic material you are carrying around.
Oh my.
Because you can't even stick to language. It's language. Words are words for a reason. They're and then they'll say some stupid shit argument like, oh, words are just sounds. Yeah, motherfucker, that's the basis of language. It's sounds that have meanings that we all agreed is the meaning of that fucking sound. Am I coming to you and saying ooga booga booga? No, I'm using the words that you and I and society at large agreed. We agreed. Did you? Fuck off if you say I did not agree, I didn't say fuck you. Okay, you live on this planet.
You have agreed. You signed this
social contract. God damn it! Like use words, have some respect. Clearly, you can see this really works me up. It's the more I get into it, the more it frustrates me. I have been through many frustrations in my life because of this. Oh God! Or when they will unnecessary fucking vague fucking spelling mistakes in sentences that they don't bother correcting for 6 messages, and then eventually and I have to I respond to people. So I say I've read this for half an hour in every way, shape, way or form. I turned the words around also. They don't make any sense.
Oh my
This
God.
is how aneurysms. You can't fucking it's 6 words in a sentence, and they look like a sentence, they feel like a sentence, but it makes no sense as a sentence.
My jaw is hurting. Ow.
Yeah, sir.
Sorry, I'm annoyed at people who are.
I'm so sorry for asking you this question, Aakash. I unlocked the key which should have remained locked.
Yeah, it's something. If you
unlocked a lock.
Oh yeah.
See, use the fucking word, Ashwin. How can
I meant lock.
It's this might and this is one of those things that I don't talk about on stage also, because I still emotionally feel so strongly about this that I can't be funny. Like I know that it'll become hateful beyond a point. It won't be funny beyond.
My jaw begs to differ, but oh well, my God, I think I've locked jaw.
That's just your guilt, damn it.
I have a problem with people saying literally when they mean really. That's it. That's my biggest. Sorry. Another.
You literally threw me out. No, you are slow.
How do I figuratively throw you out?
Fucking, my God. Literally starving. Literally. It hurts me and hurts my feelings. Anyway. Or people who argue really seriously and then they start losing the argument, so they start laughing as if that's what they meant all the while.
That is beneath. Aakash, I've put the last award. The last award is for our special guest, for our main guest, main man to award. This is the main award. This is the MVP award, the most valuable player of the year award, as voted by
Absolutely.
fans. It was a landslide. I mean, it was pretty much a landslide.
The Rajinikanth Award for MVP, ladies and gentlemen, goes to Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. That's
Not
it.
bad, not
bad.
bad. Close. Jokic.
It's cool. No,
I have a
that's
feeling
fine.
that it might be but I call Kyron Pollard Kiran, so you can't really. And Kobe is Kobe. So
Kobe is Kobe.
Well, Kobe is Kobe.
Nikola Jokic it is. Hey, congratulations, Nikola. You can pick up your prize from, I'm sure they'll let you know where.
Hey man, like thank you so much, Aakash Mehta.
Not at all, man. My pleasure. I hope it was succinct and nice. I tend to ramble, so I hope I didn't do that.
Please, like
No. I mean,
that's why we wanted someone who doesn't ramble the same thing as us, who tells us some different stories. Like we'll keep rambling. We can go on about this for 2 hours and we'll just keep on rambling. We'll be like, what is your top 5 is horrible, your top 10 is horrible, fuck this shit. And then you've talked to us about like a list of things that we didn't know. We didn't know that we didn't know.
I also didn't know about so many things.
Thank you so much for watching. I mean, all the fans, thank you so much for watching this podcast till this time. I hope you had fun. I hope if you had fun, then please like, share, subscribe, do all that jazz. And once again, thank you to Aakash. And I think that is the sign for us to be like bye bye. Say bye, Vineet.
Yeah, I get sleepy after 11.